you're just a miserable person and you're just pretending to be happy with your child-free choice. I get this one all the time. This is one of those comments I'm just like, I don't even bother replying to it because how does someone know if you're actually happy or not? I'm Hannah of the Wife Without Kids. This channel is all about creating a positive and non-judgmental community to support you in your child-free lifestyle. The day that I upload this video is going to be July 1st, which is Canada Day, so happy birthday Canada. I am wearing my Canadian shirt from Walmart. I hope the sequins are all facing the same way. There you go, you can see it to proudly support being a Canadian. I know most of my viewers are actually American, but you know, we've got to celebrate Canada Day too. I definitely get my fair share of negative comments about being child-free, and part of that is probably because I'm on social media, so it kind of comes with the territory. In today's video, I'm going to be responding to negative child-free comments positively. There are a number of reasons why people can leave negative comments on my videos or say negative comments to you, a child-free person. For simplicity's sake, I've broken it down to several categories. Number one, the person genuinely does not really understand child-free people. Maybe they've never met a child-free person, or they have no clue why someone wouldn't want kids. So when they say something, it comes across as being maybe kind of negative and judgmental, but it's coming from a place of curiosity and a place of wanting to learn more. And when people are genuinely curious, I have absolutely no problem taking time to have a discussion with them about why I've made this choice. Number two, people are just having a bad day and they happen to watch one of my videos and something about my face or my personality or the tone of my voice irritates them, and so they just leave a nasty comment because, well, they're irritated. You know, we've all had those days. We've had bad days, we leave a comment, and then later we're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So I feel like there I can kind of give people the benefit of the doubt. Number three, some people just want to get into an argument. They want to tell me that I'm wrong, they want to change my mind, and so they're going to leave some sort of clickbaity comment that gets me to fire something back, and then this little word of wars ensues. But you know what? With people like that, I don't say anything. Those people are looking for an argument, and I'm just not going to give it to them. And if it's an incredibly nasty and rude comment, I will just delete it. And number four, sometimes I think unkind comments can come from a place of hurt or a place of frustration. Maybe the individual didn't realize that they actually had a choice to have kids, and maybe they're not happy in their situation. And when you're not happy with yourself, people can default to putting other people down so that they can feel better about who they are. I know everyone has a different way of responding to people. I tend to take the approach of trying to be more positive and just assuming people want to be educated, but you might take a completely different approach. So let me know down in the comment section below, what do you typically do when you receive an unkind comment? I can't imagine my life without kids. How can you possibly live a life that doesn't have children? I actually don't know the difference. I have no comparison point. I am very happy to not have kids because I've never wanted them, so that's the choice that I made. For someone who's made the choice to have kids, they become so much a part of your life that yes, it would be really hard to imagine not having kids, but you had a life before you had children. So my life continues to be a pre-kid life. I felt no need to change anything, and so I'm continuing life on without kids. As an individual who has kids, I imagine it would be really hard to imagine your life without kids, but luckily, you don't have to. What matters at the end is that you're happy with your choice to have kids and to live a life of being a parent, and I'm happy with my choice to not have kids. And while we might not understand each other, it's okay. As long as we're both happy, that's what matters. Do you not have kids because you can't have them? As far as I know, I can have kids, but I mean, obviously I don't know that 100% because I've never tried to have a baby. But no, I don't just tell people I don't want kids because I can't have them. I genuinely just do not want to have children. You don't understand real love, you will never understand what it's like to really love somebody. I think there are probably different levels of love. There's a love that a parent has for a child. There is a love that you have for your significant other. There is a love that you have for your siblings. There is a love you have for your best friends. There are all sorts of different types of love, and people will experience love differently. One love isn't better than another love. I don't believe that the love between a parent and a child is the only relationship that qualifies as real love, and all the rest of the loves just aren't really real, or they're sort of fake somehow. Have you ever thought about adoption? I seem to get this question a lot, and I'm not sure why people ask me that, because having a kid is having a kid. Whether you have a biological kid, or whether you adopt someone else's child, or whether you foster in your home, it's still having kids. And I personally don't want kids. Being pregnant is not what is stopping me of having my own child. It's that I just don't want to be a mom. So adoption doesn't appeal to me in the same way that being a biological mom doesn't appeal to me. You will feel all alone and bored after 40. It hasn't happened so far. I'm going to assume it is never going to happen. There are way too many exciting things to do in the world, especially now that things are opening back up again. How can anybody be bored? And you will never even experience them all in a lifetime. If anything, we need multiple lifetimes to be able to experience all the amazing things we could potentially do. You are less of a woman because you do not have kids. Never ever true. Having kids doesn't make you an actual woman. I'm still 100% woman, whether or not I decide to have a baby. You must be rich. In a way, yes, I'm rich in experiences, I'm rich in relationships, I'm rich in happiness, I'm rich in life fulfillment. You can be rich in so many ways that have absolutely nothing to do with having money. So while I see myself as being rich in many aspects of life, I'm not rich when it comes to money, but I'm absolutely not complaining. You definitely hate children, and that's why you don't have any. Never. No, I have never hated children, and I will never hate children. Just because someone doesn't want kids, we can't assume that they hate children. There are some people that don't like kids, and that's okay. Not everyone has to like kids. You do not have the right to say that you are tired. You don't even know what tired is if you don't have kids. Nobody can have a monopoly on being tired. A kid can be tired, a grandpa can be tired, a child-free person can be tired. Anybody is allowed to be tired. Yes, of course, parents are going to be tired, and maybe they're tired for a longer period of time than the average person. Just because you're not a parent doesn't mean you always sleep well. There's stresses of life, there's big decisions we have to make. Maybe we're really excited about something that's going to happen and it's kept us up at night. So no, anybody is allowed to be tired, and anybody is allowed to say that they are tired. You must be very career driven if you do not have kids. I would say at some point in my life, this was true. I did the whole grad school thing and I was rushing off towards that type of lifestyle because that's really what I wanted for a long time. Over time, that's actually shifted for me, and I'm moving my focus away from that a little bit. Not every single child-free person is career-driven. You don't have to be career-driven just because you don't have kids. Oh my goodness, do you guys know how I always say on my Instagram that I'm terrible with plants? I totally have to show you something. Look at all my tomato plants. They're all alive. They're blooming. I'm gonna have tomatoes soon. And check this one out. It's got little baby tomatoes. I'm so excited. I can't believe I've actually kept these alive, and we just had a massive heat wave and they're still alive. You should have kids because having kids will make you a better person. I don't think any human can make you a better person. I think you recognizing your faults, your challenges, the things in your character that need a little bit of refining and a little bit of tweaking, that's how you work at becoming a better person. I think the relationships that you have may bring out certain things about yourself that you don't like. At that point in time, it is up to you to do something about those character flaws so that you will grow as a person. In my relationship with my husband, I have seen things in my character that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I don't want to be this kind of person. And then I take initiative to change those things about me, or to have different reactions to certain situations. So in that sense, I guess as a parent, it's the relationship you have with your kids that maybe you will see flaws in yourself that you can change. But I don't think it's the individual, whether it's a child or a spouse, that actually changes you. It's you make the choice to change things about your own character that you don't like. I hope it finally happens for you and you will have a child. You don't have to hope that I have a child because I don't want a child. And you know what? If you don't understand when someone says to you, I don't want kids, you can just say, all right, I don't understand how someone wouldn't want kids. It's okay to admit that you don't understand something or that you don't know something. I don't understand what it's like to want to have kids, and I've said that to my friends before. No one's going to understand everything in life. You don't want to then tell someone you wish they had a kid when they've already told you they don't want one. What does your husband think about you not having kids? He is on board with it. The first step is having a pet. The second step is having a kid. I'm going to stop at the pet portion because that's all that I can manage. I've got this guy. He keeps me plenty busy. I've got this girl, and she gives me all the cuddles I could ever want. Children are not as hard to raise as everyone says it is. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I see my friends raising kids, I see my siblings raising kids. It's a serious commitment. And while it has many good things about it, I'm sure, it does look pretty challenging. I'm sure some parents have an easier time raising kids than others. There are all sorts of factors that could play into that, but I'm not going to bank on the fact that, hey, raising kids isn't as hard as people tell me it is, and put myself in a position that I don't really want to be in just because people tell me it's potentially easy. Oh, you're just a miserable person, and you're just pretending to be happy with your child-free choice. I get this one all the time. They don't know anything about me. How do they know that I'm miserable? I mean, you can tell someone you're happy and they can just decide, nope, you're not happy. This is one of those comments I'm just like, I don't even bother replying to it because how does someone know if you're actually happy or not? You can take my kids for the week. Yeah, maybe not. I always said I wouldn't have kids, and look at me now. People can definitely change their minds, and I think a lot of people do, but some of us don't change our minds, and it's okay if we don't. A lot of us get pressure put on us to have kids. In this video, two women talk about how they've dealt with the pressure from their families to become moms. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are never alone, and I will see you next week.